Are we live? Here we go. Now we are.
Good morning. Good morning, Breakfast Club family. This is Mark Stevens with our host, Joe Shoup. Top of the morning to you. See everybody starting to chime in, and this is what? December the 15th, halfway through the month. And guess what? We got a lot of things in order. Hopefully, many of you went back in your back office in Tools Rock yesterday and got to doing some things. Hopefully, you didn't have any challenges, but we'll talk about that today, I'm quite sure. So we're going to get right to it. Joe is here. Everybody's here. The gang's all here. So let's get started. We're right at the top of the hour. So good morning, Joe. How you doing?
Good morning, Mark. I'm doing fine. Morning, Victor. A couple of things I want to just clear up for now. Let's make this very clear to Tools Rock people. Everything you need to know, basically, is in the training room. To get to the training room, the password is the vault, one word. Please do not be calling admin and saying you can't find passwords and you don't know how to get in. The vault takes you to the training room. In the training room is all the training room has all the passwords that you need to unlock your sites. Websites, unlock custom sites, put the password in. But that's after you have entered the site, the Tools Rock site. Websites, or I'm sorry, training, team training room. If you haven't been there before, then you need a password. It's the vault. And once you get there, you do not need to call me or Mark or anyone for passwords. They are in there to set up your websites, to unlock your websites, and to set up your autoresponders. Everything is there. I restructured it so that you could see easily how to operate that. So please be attentive to that. Get in your back office. If you don't know the password to the training area, that's fine. Then all you have to do is go to a chat room somewhere. Our chat room should be up in 2 days, by Monday, I should say. And you'll be able to go there if you've been to the class and get that. If not, I think that our moderator of that chat room has his own private one, and you'll be able to get that on that particular one. So we'll talk about that later. So, welcome. I don't know if there's any questions, but I want to take you through a few things here this morning, Mark. I know you had a few things to say. One thing that inspired me yesterday was our talk. I was out and about yesterday having a conversation with Mark, and one of the things that he said was, we now have the difference between us and many of the companies out there in our industry. We have a professional attitude and a professional platform. And so, Mark, I wanted you to lead off with talking about what you mean by that, and give us and then I'll go into some specifics. Before we go, though, before I do that, I want everybody to know that at 12 o'clock, following the Breakfast Club, at 12 p.m. Eastern, there is a Tools Rock question and answer training / webinar, or I should say questions and answer / training webinar with Anson. I will be on that call to answer questions as well, but it's about how you set things up. So every week, if you need to know how everything functions because you see instructions and you don't seem to get it, which I understand that, Anson holds a call every week where you can get those answers. So I'm going to participate in that from now on so that I can help the Tools Rock people. So So that being said, Mark, if you would just, I was really thrilled. I said, Mark, write that down. He said, I don't have to, because I talk about this all the time and how professional this has now become, and that we can be proud of having a professional business. So let's go ahead and.
Yeah, when you think about all the time, the past year, it's been about a year now, that we have worked tirelessly to put our entire system together so that your business could go to another level. And by the time we have gotten through, which we are practically finished, we have a total professional marketing system. And if you're in business, you need to be professional. This is not a game. This is not a hobby. This is a business. And with the presentation that we have put together, it is professional. It makes you look professional. But there's another thing that you have to understand. For those of you that have not been, and those of you that have been and need to go again, you need to go through the communication class. Here's the reason I say that. When you look at that professional presentation and you start getting responses, you have to know the right language to talk to those people, or you're really going to waste a lot of leads. So, in other words, you've heard us say way back when, terminology and perception, it has to make sense. So you have to have the right terminology to answer and address the questions that the people are going to be asking you about. Because I can tell you now, you're going to start getting some professional people, and if you don't know how to answer them, they might chew you up and spit you out. But we have put everything in place. If you still have notes from the communication class, which you should, go back through them. Go back through the class. If you have not been through the class, you need to go through the class because it all ties in together. That's why we did this. In that presentation, it talks our language, the same language that's in the communication class. That's why we did it this way. Again, you have to, when you're marketing, which we know marketing is what we do to get our information in front of people. And when you get that information in front of them, they're going to have questions. You have to know how to professionally answer those questions. This is why we have the communication class, the advanced directors class, and all of those. You put everything together, and it makes you look professional, and it will make people want to do business with you. So I say all of that to say this. We are professional marketers. We are professional business owners. We are CEOs, COOs, that's Chief Operating Officers, Chief Executive Officer of our companies. We are owners of our companies. We have a business, but we have to understand that we have a business, and we have to understand how to operate that business properly in order to attract the type of people that we want. And again, if you only track one a month and you teach that person how to do one a month at the end of the year, it will be amazing what you have accomplished. You might not have realized. So I know Joe may address that a little bit more, in a minute, but that's what I wanted you to know. Understand you are a professional person. Okay, Joe, turn it back over to you.
Yeah, buddy. There's a number of things that we need to address here, but if you want to put in the chat there, Victor and Mark can take a look and see if there's any questions we need to answer regarding the site and even navigating the site. We don't have any problem doing that. We just can't be fielding phone calls all day, when the information is in the back office, and you can get it here and on Anson's training. Let me just say this, I heard something yesterday, and I'm going to read it to you. See if you know who said this. If anybody is up to date on some things, you'll know. See if you can chime in on the chat and see if you know who said this. This person said, I'll just give you a hint. I grew up in Pennsylvania, in a small town, basically a farming family, one of 7 children, I believe. And he said, I was taught to work hard, don't quit, be appreciative, be thankful, be respectful, never whine, ever, never complain, and always keep a sense of humor. Now, if you want to put in the chat there, if anybody thinks they know who that is, this was an amazing speech. And he was talking about where he came from, and they were the things that his parents, who he adores, taught him through life. His father was a hard worker, as well as his mother, who volunteered at a hospital. And they were the things that he listed. And I thought, man, if people would operate that way and have we said, look, the key to this business, the catch to all of the language we use is work. And have the mentality not to quit, because we do have a plan. And if you follow the plan, there's no reason to quit. And, some people aren't appreciative, Mark, and you talk about that all the time, to appreciate the time and energy that has gone into this, the number of people who have, put their time in for nothing, hours being spent, sleepless nights, and be thankful for all of that and be grateful for what's happened here, and really be respectful of the people around you. And when people request things on webinars and certain things, be respectful of that. And as we move along with that, anybody know who that is, Mark? Anybody put an answer in there?
I see Rich Dad, Poor Dad is one answer.
No.
Which would Rich Dad, Poor Dad we know is Robert Kiyosaki. Yeah,
that's not who said it.
That's the only answer so far.
His birth name is Michael John Douglas. Anybody recognize that? Michael Douglas?
Actor.
Except it is not the same Michael Douglas. It's a different Michael Douglas. His name, I never knew this till I saw this. Michael John Douglas. It happens to be Michael Keaton, the actor. And he won the Golden Globe Award, and that was his speech on how thankful he was for the people around him and how precious it was to have his son as his best friend, and how he was taught all of those things which got him where he needed to go in life. And I thought, man, if we just operate as professional business people and operate like that, those qualities are what determine how you conduct yourself. So it just hit me. I was so impressed with that. If you go ahead and Google or go to YouTube, you will find Michael Keaton's acceptance speech. It was about 3 or 4 minutes long, and it was really powerful. It was very, very exciting to see somebody like him who's appreciative in life. So it was pretty moving. So I thought, I would share that, and maybe you should write those things down and take a look at them and see, is that really me? People, Mark, like to tell you, we're filled, or we're surrounded with people in our lives that no matter what you say, there's some kind of criticism, or they already know it, or they don't want to hear there's a better way. They'll tell you they can do it a certain way, and all that is it's a shame, but it's all about insecurity. And if you recognize that about yourself, you can change that. If you're always correcting someone and keeping an eye on what they're saying, and then saying, yeah, but you start out with the but stuff, and yeah, but it should have been, and we could have done, and they should have been over here. All that is about saying, I am better than they are. Now, you might want to believe that, but take a look at, because one of the things that you need to do is improve in all areas to make this work. That's what professionals do. So Systems. We developed the system. The systems can be learned and repeated. If you don't have a system to learn, how would you repeat it? In other words, how would your new affiliates, downline partners, whatever you want to call them, how would they repeat something if you don't have the Pete? You know what? In order to get the repeat, you got to get the Pete. So we developed the Pete so it could be repeated. You know, there's still opportunity here in this business here, even though we've been around for a number of years. There's an opportunity to succeed. All you need are the keys. And I believe that you have the keys. We'll keep improving things, but we now have the process. And I don't care what company you're in. That's what I wrote this morning or sent that email out. It doesn't matter what company you are in. You want to be successful? That you have to have the system in place and follow it and teach it or point to it. It has to be that way. So in our system, and it should be in all systems, there's a basic foundation. And after registration, you know, there's got to be a way for you to say and tell people what Mark just said. Marketing is what we do to get our information in front of people, whether it's warm market or people we know or people we don't know. And I believe the people we know, those are the people that you should consistently and constantly be feeding information about your product and services. I had a talk with Vicky last night, and I think she asked me, I already sent, you know, a notice to friends and family to the people I have in my database for friends and family, my warm market, people I know. And I could hear the question was, what do I do with them? Well, here's what you do. And you've heard me say this many times. Every day, Mark, I get an ad from JCPenney, Walmart, Shoe Buy, I don't know, name it. I get 5 or 6 every single day. Just click them off, and once in a while I go by. I went and bought a pair of shoes, a pair of Dockers at JCPenney in Colorado probably last January. And I never shop there anymore. I mean, I used to be a regular there, you know, buying clothes and jeans and whatever, but I don't do that anymore. But because that one email caused me, because I saw that they sold the shoes I wanted when they sent it that day, and I ran over. It was only 15 minutes from my house, and I went over and got them. After, I'm going to say, probably 8 years of not being inside a JCPenney. My point is, they never stopped. They never took me off the database because I wasn't coming in. They just added me to their email list, and until I say, get me off, I'm going to get their notices. And thank God I stayed there because I was looking for those shoes. And I don't like to buy shoes and clothing online because I don't want to return them and it doesn't fit right or there's a pull or something doesn't look right. I'm just a believer in that. So I told her, Vicky, put those people in the responder again and start it up again. And at the end of the month, restart it. If you don't get response from them, just keep your information in front of them. Don't worry about it. Send the same ads again and show the logo, and they will get used to, oh, that's Vicky's email. So if you put 50 to 100 people in there that you know, they're going to eventually know that you have a business. It looks professional. It's really cool. She's got a cute little website. It's animated. It makes sense. And guess what? She's in the gold business. That's what they'll say about her. And then she can call them occasionally and see how they're doing and could she be of service. That's one side of the equation. So that's the first thing you should do. I don't care what business you're in. I don't care what company you're dealing with. I know over the years, what's, in my opinion, the reason our friends have run away from us is because we tried to recruit them and chased them and begged them, and, it looks awful. And they're still doing it. Not just here, but in all of these network companies. But if you take and put yourself put your plan together, put yourself in the position to be a person who owns a store and has a service or product available for them. That's one category. Everybody knows when you have a store, they want you to buy from them. You want them to buy from you. Everybody knows that. So don't be afraid of that part. And then you can mention to them, by the way, I'm looking for some good people who want to manage a business from home. Who do you know that would be interested in a career? You ask them once in a while. Call them all. Tell them, hey, I'm under a major expansion. I'm really looking for people. I know it's not you, but who do you know that would be? That's the approach you should have, so you don't put yourself in the position that looks like, you're chasing them all around, because their perception is going to be the only reason you're doing it is you want to make money off me because you want me to go sell and you'll make a check. How many times have you heard that? So that's that's one half of the equation. The other half is, so you start your business, you get your contact manager, and you get a consistent campaign going to tell everybody you know what your product and service is. Okay? Then you take your other autoresponder and you go on a search, a candidate search. The warm market is not a candidate search. The cold market is people you don't know. And you're going to go out and scour the neighborhood and find out, and I say neighborhood, the U.S., the world, who would be interested in managing a business from home, and here's my product and service. This is what we do. Here's how we do it, and we have a plan and a system in place, and so on. So that's the second part of the equation as far as marketing is concerned. People you know, people you don't know. And you've got to get that set up. Now, if you're somebody that says, I'm not spending $20 to get a marketing system going, well, you're going to have to do it manually, because the foundation for every one of these companies and every person in them is to search in two categories: people you know, people you don't know. Now, just as Mark said, are you going to continue on talking to all of these people and trying it again without a real understanding of what you're supposed to say to these people and who you are and how you conduct yourself? And anybody that's been through the class is probably shaking their head and say, yep, I learned it. I understand it now. I could show you testimonial after testimonial saying basically the same thing. Now I know. Now I have a roadmap. Now I know what to say. So, after that, you get those two things set up. Your search has to be constant. That search could mean your autoresponders running and you're making phone calls and doing three-ways or three-waying people to a director. So that's where the 90% is. That is the foundation for your business. That's it. I mean, that is, Mark, it is so simple to understand that you're out there on a search for people from your warm market and people from your cold market. And the question is, do I have a tool to make that happen? And if you don't, then get Tools Rock. If you have one, you operate the same way. Just get yourself and plan your whole thing and you prepare your letters and invitation letters, follow-up letters. But if you want it all done for you, get the Tools Rock and do it. So, now is the time to really get going with it. We're in a great recruiting month, January, February, and March. These are great recruiting months. And you're always going to tell your family and friends, so don't worry about that. Eventually they're going to buy from you, or some will. And you're only looking for a handful of customers. That's all you want. That's all you want. That's all you're going to get out of your 50 to 100 people. You're going to get 6 to 10 people who are going to see it your way and say, yeah, I always wanted to buy gold, and I'm going to do it. But just imagine, I said this yesterday, imagine if you had 500 people, well, just say you had 100 people, that affiliates, people that are working with you, and every one of them found 6 customers. That's 600 people making a purchase once a month. It creates a volume for you, the sales volume. Anyway, that's the foundation for it. That's what people need to know regardless of what company they're in, and get that straight. Now, the second part of it is you need to learn that communication. How do you talk to, especially an affiliate who has looked at your website, filled out information? How in the world do you go talk to them professionally when you don't have that much experience doing it? And the reason you're afraid to pick it up is you don't know what to do, because you don't know who you are. But when you know, Mark just said it, look, you're your CEO, your CFO, your CEO, but the truth is when you make the phone call, you can't be the CEO. because you're going to be expected to know everything. And if you do that, those people are going to think they have to be the CEO of their company and they have to know everything. It's a dangerous road to go down in this industry. It's one of the reasons you get inactivity from people. They don't want to talk on the phone because they're afraid. But if you teach them the principles and teach them what they're supposed to do, who they are, and what their objective is on that phone call, then it's easy to move them. And now you've become the secretary or receptionist or assistant or somebody that leads them to the manager and directors and CEOs that handle everything. But your job is just to move them over there, and there's a way to do it with confidence, so you don't have to get stuck on explaining comp plans and so on. So every company could listen to this today and have all the people who are not making money. If you just put that thinking in your brain, you could turn it all around. You know, there's a lot to this company, but as I said earlier, there's still an opportunity here. You just need the keys. You need the things that unlock this, and the things I just talked about unlock it for you. So don't be afraid, you know, of taking a class, partnering up with somebody, you know, and having to role play privately. You should welcome that. Most of the people that send testimonials tell me that that was the key to it all, was the idea that they were partnering up with somebody and that they were practicing together. So people need to learn that, Mark. And you know, anybody have any questions about the system right now? Anything that they're struggling with? We had some phone calls to admin asking for passwords. I'm going to say it again. Don't contact admin and because they're probably not going to get back to you. I got 2 phone calls this morning from admin saying, didn't you give everybody the passwords? Yes, I did. All you have to do, if you're looking for how to set up your autoresponder or your websites and your autoresponders, then that means you're already in ToolsRock. The only password you need when you're new is the password to the training room, and that's the vault. Real simple to remember. And that gets you to the training room. From that point on, I'm not answering phones and emails about what's the password for the new presentation or for friends and family and so on. Go to the training room and find it. That's where it is. That's why we wrote it all down. You know how long it took to do that, build that training room? Months to put that all in and get it all in order. So we don't need to spend months anymore. Just go there, and as Mark said, this is a professional business. Be a professional. Go there. I don't mind helping people. I had to help somebody yesterday, and I honored that one. That one was something different. It wasn't about passwords. It was about, I'm a little stuck with technology. Can you help me? Absolutely. And no problem with that. But I'm not answering questions that are inside of the training area when you say, what's the password and how do I actually get the autoresponder set up? Go read it, follow it. I changed the instructions, Mark, so that each autoresponder has step by step. Now, another thing that I did last night is I took all of the follow-up emails when someone fills out the capture page and triggers the follow-up letters. You can do that on your own, and over 30 days you'll see all of the follow-up letters. However, I took them all, copied them, put them in a PDF file. I did the business presentation. They're going to be uploaded probably tomorrow. I'll finish the friends and family letters, the follow-up letters, so that you'll be able to go to the training room, click on the PDF, and you will see exactly what's being said to the customer or affiliate and customers, potential customers and potential affiliates, when they fill out the capture page. But that's not available for you to go in and change in your back office. You need to stay with the plan here and just watch the system work. And don't be surprised if you did 1,000 emails out there and you don't get that many responses. remember it's a numbers game. The next 1,000, you might get 10 people. You can't just say it doesn't work because when nobody responded to it. You keep it up and keep it up. Let me give you another part of that. If you are sending 1,000 emails out and 30 days go by and you don't grab the attention of those people and you don't find, maybe you had a few that filled it out or maybe 10, and those other, 990 people in there, put in, either run it again, which I would suggest, or put different contacts in the autoresponder. And run through them. Next month, put the other ones back. But don't sit there and just keep running and running and running the same people over, in 6 months. Anyway, that's the story for today, Mark, from my end. Do you have any questions in there?
Yeah, I'm going to address, it's just a couple. I'm going to address that in a minute. I would like to say this. What I am seeing out there in the industry now is what I said would happen based on what we're doing a few months ago. What I have started to discover is that now the so-called gurus and the gurus out there who are worth their salt are willing to tell the truth. They're now saying that they have been teaching the wrong things, and that's why 97% of the people in this industry do not make money. They are saying that change needs to come to this industry. And I said that we were going to affect that change and we were going to get it started. I'm starting to see it happen. And so that lets me know, Joe, that we are on and have been for the last year on the right track to changing this industry. And we're going to move a lot of people from the 97% down into the 3% and grow that 3%. And with everybody chiming in and pulling together to do that, not only can we change a company, but we can help change an industry as well, which will be beneficial to all of us. Now, with that being said, again, I'm going to reiterate it again. With the presentation that we have put together, you need to make sure that you have the communication with the presentation.
Now, let me make this comment right at that point. Next week, and now that we are kind of finished. I want to use the word finished, but we're not. I mean, but now that this thing is in place and I can slow down a little bit, I'm going to schedule the director class next Tuesday and Wednesday night. I'm going to send a notice out to everybody that's been in the class, because you can't get in that class until, and that's free for all the people that are coming back to the director class. There's no charge. We just want you to come back. We want to work with you. We want to help you. And we're going to do that next Tuesday and Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. So first I'm going to do is send a notice out to everyone that's been in the classes over the last year and ask them, do they want to participate and learn and work together in that class. And if you don't get a notice, please contact me and just say, or send me back and say, Joe, I want to be in the class. I didn't get a notice, but I'm pretty sure I have, all the emails of everybody that attended all the classes. So if you have a problem and don't get it, then send it back to me. But I will be sending it out, and it'll be next Tuesday and Wednesday now that pretty much everything has slowed down.
Okay. I do want to thank Gloria Reeven, and Joe, this is something we have to take a look at. Karatbars has made a change, and now before you can order a package, you have to have had your KYC documents in and approved. So actually, I think in the back office we probably have it that that what we say that you do in order. But now that has to change because you have to have your KYC in before you can order a package. So, yeah. So we need to take a look at that and change that. Right.
Also, for those people that want to be in that director class next week, you better get to me. Today's Thursday, so you have Thursday until Monday to take the actual foundational class. If you do that between now and Monday, you could do that, but you got to call me or you got to email me. Again, with the process of your name, email, phone number, and what you're requesting, and I can schedule a class for you.
Okay. Gloria is also asking, can people who have not been to the communication class yet get the communication class and go to the director's class?
Yes, I just answered that, yes. They can do that between now and Monday. Just got to send me the email so I can make arrangements. I have some people next week that are going to do that.
Okay. And a comment was made, which I think is very good. Dolores made a comment, because, Joe, you was given the keys to what we're talking about. She says, it is not only the keys, it is the determination to follow the system and work. Yep. W-O-R-K. Yep.
Thank you.
That is it. I don't see any other questions.
Well, thanks for being here, everybody. And as always, Mark, pleasure being with you. And I'll be the end for you.
Okay. I want to address this. I'm not going to go into it, but I want you to understand, and I will get into this maybe next week sometime. But if you watch that presentation, there's a section in there that talks about if you gave me $10,000 and you could lose it, and then there were some other questions that were addressed in there. I want to share something with you. I'm not going to tell you what this is, but I just want to share this with you because I've been doing some research and I discovered some things that I already knew, but I really discovered something. But I want everybody to listen very closely to what I'm going to say. This may take a couple minutes, but listen very closely, because our presentation addresses this, and I'll give you the end part of it. Who is directing your retirement? Who is directing your retirement money? Is it somebody else directing it, or are you directing it? Now listen to this. What if I approached you with a business proposition? Now I want everybody to think about what I'm saying. What if I approach you with this business proposition? We're going to buy you public traded companies. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to use your money, and we're going to take a lump sum at the beginning, and then we're going to take more of your money every month. We will take you will take all the risk, and I will take none. Now, for helping you buy these businesses, I'll charge you a fee, and I'll charge you a fee that compounds and continues to make me wealthier no matter what. If my stock picks go down or sideways, I get paid. To really sweeten the deal, I will also charge you hidden fees that you don't really see. Trading fees, brokerage fees, and about 20 others. What do you say? Ready to do business? And y'all probably say, Mark, you sound like you've been drinking or you're a crazy man. But let me tell you something. Sadly, and our presentation addresses this, and that's why you have to be ready. Sadly, 92 million Americans have said yes to this exact business model. Everyday people think that hiring an expert to manage their investments will somehow give them an edge, a layer of safety, so they don't hurt themselves financially. Untrue. I'll go down a rabbit hole on this one, but not today. But you got to understand, remember, the most important economy is the one in your very own home. Who is directing your retirement? Go back, watch that presentation, study it, learn what it's saying, learn how to read between the lines, and understand how to communicate those answers, and your business will grow exponentially. So with that being said,
one more thing, Mark. Sorry, got to say this. At 25 minutes from now, I'll say it again, is Anson Ashby, the CEO and founder of Tools Rock, is doing a training on the basics, a question and answer period. You want things answered on how to do this and how to do that? 12 o'clock. Now, I sent out the link to 70% of the people. The first emails I did, it didn't have the link in there. If you want to know how to get there, email me. But there is a link to go there, and you should have gotten it anyway from him if you want to be in that. So just send me an email, and I'll send it back to you. The link is too long for me to say it over the webinar here. So.
Okay, Joe, let me say something to that, and you correct me. I stand to be corrected. I did click on that link, and it said it wasn't available right now. So it starts at 12 o'clock, so yeah, that means we're going to need that link. Okay. I just wanted to let you know that. Okay, everybody, again, it would behoove you to get on that get on that thing today and learn something that you might not know or what you need to know. So I would encourage everybody to get on that today. In the next few, matter of fact, about 20 minutes. So let me get off of here. Peace and blessings to you. Go out today, make it a great day. Change the city, state, career, a family. Share this with somebody. Change their life. And most of all, help us to change this world. Get rid of the stress. Give them financial freedom. Give them time freedom. Let's teach people. And one of the most important things in all of this is what? Duplication. Duplication is what makes your business grows. But again, as Joe said, that you have to repeat. And the more you repeat, the more duplication you will get. So with that being said, we love you all. Peace and blessings to you. Go out today, make it a great day, and we will see you tomorrow morning back here on The Breakfast Club. Peace and blessings, everyone. Make it a great day.